Now we discussing about the aminoglycoside. Aminoglycoside is a medicinal and bacteriological category of traditional gram-negative antibacterial medicament. This inhibit the protein synthesis and continues the production of molecule amino modification glycoside sugar. This is term for referred to the generally any organism molecule that is contain amino sugar structure. Aminoglycoside antibiotic display the bactericidal activity against the gram-negative aureus somehow anaerobic bacterium, which is resistant not only for the generally gram-negative bacteria, not only the gram-positive bacteria and anaerobic gram-positive bacteria. Streptomycin is the first class of aminoglycoside antibiotic. It's derived from Streptomycin varius. This is the earlier modern agent of the tuberculosis. Streptomycin lack of common to doxystreptomycin. I given to you image in my PPT present of most of the membrane of the classes. Example of anti-aminoglycoside include the kanamycin, thromycin, gentamicin, and neomycin. So, mechanism of action of aminoglycoside. Aminoglycoside display the concentration of dependence of bactericidal activity agent most of the gram-negative aerobic and the felicity the aminoglycoside is the anaerobic bacterium, not is against the gram-negative bacterium, most of the gram-negative bacteria. This is the not only short contracting time, this is the most of the effect is in the susceptible bacteria population that is rapidly multiply. There are active and attribute of a primary mode of action, protein synthesis inhibition. Therefore, additional mechanism are the imply some of the specific agent. Through this mechanism is unavailable. This inhibit the protein synthesis medicament of through this aminoglycoside and energy dependent of somehow in irreversible binding of cytosol or membrane associated bacterial ribosome. Okay, in here you see that the inhibit the it is mainly aminoglycoside mainly inhibit the synthesis of protein synthesis through this aminoglycoside. Okay, so in here you see that the cell membrane are there actively transport the specific step of protein synthesis associated with may be very somehow between the specific aminoglycoside agent as can has affected of the degree of binding aminoglycoside present in the cytosol, generally disturbing the peptido elongation at the 30th ribosome subunit, given the rise inaccurate mRNA translation, and there is biosynthesis of protein, which is the tourniquet cut into the bare of aminoglycoside chain properly point specific. This is the binding of translation of proof of the leading to the misleading of mRNA messenger or properly. Okay. Pharmacology, there is significant variety of lessons between the doses and the result of plasma level of drug. Therapeutic drug monitoring is necessary for obtain of correct dose. There is existence of post antibiotic effect, which is the not very little drug level denoted in drug. In this seem to be inhibition of the bacterial regrowth. This is the duty strong irreversible binding of ribosome and the remaining interaction long after the plasma level of drop. All allowed to the prolong of the dose interaction dependent on the concentration. They are act as a bacteriostatic and bactericidal agent. The indicator. The aminoglycoside used primarily of infection of aerobic and gram-negative bacteria such as pneumonia and different of enterobacterias in the addition of microbacterium, including the bacteria of tuberculosis, cause for tuberculosis. In the susceptible of the aminoglycoside, streptomycin are effect on the drug of treatment of tuberculosis in the role of aminoglycosides such as streptomycin, amikacin. It is the epileptic is also a toxicity innovance of the route of administration. Except the multiple drug resistant strain, there is most of the frequent aminoglycoside is therapeutic serious infection of the cirrhosis. Clinical use. The recently emergency infection due to the gram-negative bacteria is staining of advantages of patent of the antimicrobial resistance of promoted of physical renewal used to the antimicrobial agent. This is the reverse interaction of use anti-aminoglycoside broadly back to the light and the debate and to two major issue related to this compound, namely spectrum of antibiotic susceptible toxicity. Currently, evidence show that the aminoglycoside is retain activity the agent of major gram-negative bacteria of isolation of many part of world. Still, it related to the frequent occur of neurotoxicity or autotoxicity during the aminoglycoside treatment with physician or regardless of the compound of the everyday bacteria. Recently advised the understanding of side effect of various dose of serial aminoglycoside toxicity has been proved a particular solution of the problem. It is the most of the research needed to the order of the overcome of the problem entering. Side effect: aminoglycoside are causes some inner ear toxicity. It is a serious hearing loss. It is the toxicity of 7 to 90% dependent on your antibiotic use. Susceptible of the patient of the antibiotic, there are duration of antibiotic administration. Another serious side effect of aminoglycoside is autotoxicity, leading to the autotoxicity imbalance or imbalance of the any permanent loss of is happening any dose or autotoxicity. Thank you so much.